Sat Sri Akal. Welcome everyone who have joined Jasmel Gurprasad to celebrate our cherished and special loved friend, Patwinder Kaur, or as we all knew her, Pat. I am Jaswalia, and I'm humbled to have been asked to speak by Jasmel, to speak today on behalf of the family. I'd like to invite Jerry Otimi Komatua, who will be doing the opening prayers.
We're all spiritually elements. Go beneath the waves of Jamuanadui. Go to the land of the Muria. Ariatula the Muria, Tutumayana. They are how they are how. Tikimayana, Tikete, they are how. I hope you are Tira. Hi, Ariana is a Matariki. The Matariki is a fire. Go from the Muria to the lands of the divine feminine. Go to the land and say that you have completed your divine birthright. Ariatira and Mihiatira, Ariatira, Meto Fana Tukura. And to underneath the Hake, the Kara, Oma Tukuna, the Alpato, Matariki. The Matariki fire. Tiki Mayana, the Wahine, and the Hoki Mayana, went to fire. The Arha, the Alpo, Haile, the Fano Pandi, the Fano, in the Homayana, Parmoyana, the Tiki Mayana, the Titi Mayana, the Hokiatra, and to Home, I let to die in the outer wall. Noreda, Tenata, Tenata, Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We have a good time and service to the High Free on behalf of Valentino Benfica. Other mic.
Thank you, Jerry. Pat was my friend. I'm going to miss her, as each of you will in your own special way. For those of you who knew Pat, these are some of the words that I would use to describe her. Kind, warm, loving, gentle, determined, strong-willed, a beautiful soul. Pat is the epitome of goodness. Pat always had a welcoming arm for anyone and never had a bad word to say. She was a person that everyone hoped they could be in life. As I look around, I see you all and realize that each and every one of us had that special Pat in our lives. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Pat's life. Pat was born in Penang Island in Malaysia in 1962 and was one of 3 siblings. She learned Kirtan at a young age and was a school prefect. Even as a young person, her peers looked up to her. Manjeet, her best friend from childhood, had this to say. We've got some voice recordings that will just be played now. You need to have it on. Bring it to the mic.
Have I told you that I am what I am today is partly due to you? You are one of the driving forces in my life. One of my earliest memories was Kirtan. You sang so well, I wanted to follow you. You were baking, and I wanted to follow that as well. I learned to bake. You started learning how to sew, and I followed behind because you were learning. You were in Bukit Bintang Girls' School. I wanted to go there as well, and I did. I've always looked up to you. You were so clever that I could not catch up. Your memory is amazing. Because of you, I have learned Reiki and will always be grateful. Together with it came Alpha, Goddess, and more. Thank you, Pat, for teaching me, guiding me, helping me move along in my life. You are the elder sister I never had and always wanted. I look up to you and will always look up to you. You always shared your knowledge with me. I am ever so grateful to you, Pat. I love you very much.
There's another one coming.
You will always be a part of my life. Thank you, my dear. God bless you.
There's another one coming now. Okay. Pat married Jasmail Singh in 1986. Together they went on a journey from Malaysia to USA, where she spent much time with the 3HO Sangat, learning meditation and yoga. After that, the couple moved to Singapore in the early 1990s, where she was instrumental in creating a thriving Sikh youth Sangat with camps, plays, adventure trips, and kirtan. In this time, she inspired many Sikh youths as she climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa and Mount Kinabalu in Malaysia, went whitewater rafting, paragliding, and deep-sea diving, while still being well known for her beautiful kirtan. Some of the youths from that time remember her in this way.
Dear Pat, I'm I'm writing to let you know that you are a part of many priceless moments in my life, and you'll always be in my heart. I don't know what the days or weeks ahead hold before I get to see you again, and I want to share what I have never gotten around to telling you. These are the thoughts I have about you when I think of you, see a photo of you, or talk of you. First time I saw you, Pat, I thought you were an angel in white. You in your white barna, that's the beautiful sight that always appears when I think of you. Your calm and grace at Sammelan somehow made everything seem all right. Even when in hindsight I realized how disorganized we were most of the times. But like a mascot, we looked up to you. And if Pat can still look at peace and smile amidst chaos, then we soldiered on positively. Pat, your laughter, I love the way you laugh. It's that tinkling yet hearty sound that is so uniquely you. Your laughter can be bottled and sold to lift up spirits. And with that laughter came the most juiciest conversations. I love your ability to find the funny and ridiculous and share them. Sitting and chatting with you is one of life's most precious moments. It uplifts spirits because you connect meaningfully with no pretense or judgment. You're one of those people who can bring a sense of genuine connection, contentment, and purpose whenever we felt lost and alone. I need you to know that you rank as my number one all-time favorite reader of Hukam Namas. You have the best voice for reading Hukam Namas in a Darbar set, Pat. Light, clear, and otherworldly. Though you have become less angelic and more beautifully human the more I know you, when you speak, I still hear an angel's voice. Pat, I admire your adventurous spirit, your glorious adventures with food and with travel, and your generosity in sharing these with all you know, with whomever is around you. I've never met anyone who puts their whole focus into doing things you set your mind to. Yet you do it so seamlessly, so casually, it doesn't seem like you are actually doing anything purposefully at all. But always something amazing results. All those adventure camps you instigated and you brought to life, you have shaped so many beautiful memories for us. That is why, Pat, it grieves me when I hear that you are in pain now. You have shared, halved, comforted so much of the pain of all the people around you. I wish there was some way I can do it for you now. It's hard to know what to say when life throws a curveball and you have no choice but to accept it and face it head on. I believe the best way to live life is to touch other people's lives and become an unforgettable story, and that is what you are to me. I want you to know that you are always in my heart. I'm thinking of you every single minute of the day and praying for miracles. I love you. Shine on, Pat. Love, Sharan.
After years of service in Singapore and Malaysia, Pat and Jasmel moved to Auckland in 2000. In search of their next adventure, Pat pursued her passion for travel by becoming a travel agent and explored this part of the world extensively. Gurprasad was born in 2004. As Gurprasad grew older, Pat became fully involved in the Steiner community, often asking her friends to attend school events. In 2014, she set up a dosa-making business at the Titirangi monthly market, run by the Steiner school community. Along with Gurprasad and Jasmel Viji, Pat would be at the market once a month on a Sunday selling homemade dosa, coconut chutney, and dal. Gurprasad tells me that she was the cashier, Mum was the chef, while Jasmel Viji handled the setup and the teardown. Sukhpreet and Jasvinder, dear friends of Pat and Jasmel Viji, describe her as well.
You are our closest family in New Zealand. You are always so welcoming. I remember when you invited us to stay at your home when we moved over from Singapore, and you go all out of your way to make us feel comfortable. I remember when you introduced us to camping in New Zealand. You love the outdoors so much. You are always scouting for new camping spots, and we also grew to love the simple, back to basic things and simple pleasures of nature that you also love. I remember fondly when we went to Coromandel and Waiheke Island. So much fun we all had. I remember when you started and ran your dosa stall and you had invited us to come over and try the dosas. Oh my God, they were so delicious. You had knew the art of making them so organic, natural and healthy. You held your dosa stall every last Sunday of the month at the Titirangi market, and it was such a hit with the crowd. I remember how much effort you had to put the days before that to get all the ingredients ready. You're such a self-starter and have an entrepreneurial spirit. You even made dosas for Kumar when he had come down to do the cooking show. Oh, how much we laughed when we were doing that. We also remember how delicious your kwetiau was. You make kwetas for everyone according to their own taste. You are really a fantastic cook. And of course, your knowledge of the baking is superb. You always take effort to bake a cake on our birthdays and for our kids. Pat, you always look after others before yourself. I remember how you took care of your mom in the last days. You wish well for all, even though those who are not nice at times. You are an angel.
Patwinder, you're an angel. You are really a sponge and you absorb all knowledge intuitively. Also, you always pursued your interest fully and you master what you learn. You're a world traveler. Your joy shows on your face and when traveling to different places. You always handle the logistics so well. I remember the times we went together to Singapore, Malaysia, and around NZ, like Mount Rohapehu. They're all memorable times to me. I remember you telling me not too long ago about your desire to drive the Honda CR-V down to South Island, and I was imagining how you would be doing that. I remember the Bukit Batok days and how I absent-mindedly put my jeans for wash, which was already washed, and you had sent me a mail at work, and we had such a laugh about that. It was always one of the stories we used to recall, those happy days. You and Jasmine were our anchor in those violent times, stormy days, and you are a shelter and haven for all who seek shelter. You truly have Guru Granth Sahib's blessing on you. The way you've raised Gurprasad is so inspiring. You've encouraged her to pursue her passion. She is so strong, calm, and confident, just like you. I'm so grateful for everything you have done for us. Leaving New Zealand to settle in Australia was a very difficult decision to make because it was like moving away from very close loved ones. I will always cherish the memories forever. You will always be a part of me, Pat. I love you.
Life is just too short. It's far too short for ifs, buts, whys, can't, not enough time. If this has taught us anything, it has taught me, and hope all of you, we must go after our happiness and chase our dreams. A life lost is wisdom gained. Unfortunately, it takes something like this, a devastating loss, for us to realize how lucky we are and our world is our oyster. Pat was a lover of life. She was a sunshine. She was a rainbow. She was a peaceful haven for her family. She was a fierce protector of love for those close to her, to her husband Jasmail and daughter Gurprasad. Her friend Baldev recently said, "Truth be told, she loved me no matter what. I'm not an easy person to be with, but she gave me love and was always welcoming. She would want all of us to live life." Our friend Suki recently said, "I salute a woman who never took her decisions lightly and always spoke her own mind with fortitude and reason." On July 1st, 2019, Pat was taken to Waitakere Hospital. Jasmail Rigi was told that she had 3 days left to live. Everyone joined together, united, to focus on Pat. A WhatsApp group was created initially to ensure that Pat wasn't left alone for a minute. The group got bigger and bigger daily. It included people from all over the world that Pat had encountered on her journey, family, friends, and relatives. Daily, the WhatsApp group was inundated with prayers, healing messages, positive energy, and happy memories. Pat's 3 days extended to 5, to 10, and finally to a total of 28 days. We are unable to read all the messages that we exchanged in the WhatsApp group. And these are a few. I'd like to call Michelle to read out a few.
Pat is always in our thoughts. All the beautiful moments she shared with me are priceless. The surprise cake she baked for me for my birthday back in the day in Singapore. Her smile and her witty words that would bring a burst of laughter to us all. Such a sisterly aura still remains despite all the seasons that have passed away. That beautiful face who never turned me away without feeding me your food. A friend who cared like a sister, how can I forget? Time cannot erase. I will hold it dearly. Dearest Pat, I still remember you singing so sweetly, Tan Tan Ram Das Gur. I can't remember the exact date, but I know I was quite young then. I remember thinking to myself, wow, Pat has the most beautiful and angelic voice. I still hear you singing the Shabad, Pat. You were there for me throughout my life. I treasure you and your advice. You have a heart of gold and full of compassion. All is well and all is beautiful. I have gratefulness in my heart for you because you helped teach me how to tie my first turban. And I recall that day clearly. You patiently helped me tie a white turban, and I was in awe of the grace, the beauty, and the significance of it. I got to know you in 1995 at the St. John's Samalan, which changed the trajectory of my life and my Sikhi journey. Being young and without much freedom, whatever little time I could sneak, I would try to meet up at your place whenever there was a gathering there, and I always felt love from both of you.
Pat had this magnetic energy that drew us all towards her. You can ask me what my connection is to Pat. The answer that I can say is soul sisters. I met Pat, Jasmel, and Gurprasad in the Sikh temple in Papatoe about 10 years ago. However, 3 very special people in my life, Sukhi, Shagjita, and Noti, reconnected me with Pat about 15 months ago. I can't begin to explain the connection with Pat over the last 2 to 3 months. Over the last few months, Pat has brought together new friendships, like-minded people, given each of us a chance to spend quality time with her, reminded us about kindness, loving, humility, and most of all, to celebrate life. One thing I'd like to share is despite the time of day or night, the amount of discomfort Pat was in, she always thanked you for just being there. Thank you for giving her a drink of water. She apologized for waking you up at night and asking you to rub her back or change her position in the chair. These words are just part of Jasmel Viji and Pat's vocabulary. As Michelle said yesterday, we're all pieces in this puzzle we called world. Pat, you are now free from this puzzle, but you have weaved your tapestry, which is forever embedded in all of us. I'd like to ask Rebecca, a very close friend of Pat, to say a few words.
Thank you. This is Pat and Jasmel's and Gurprasad's extended family, school family. We stand behind them and we hold them, and we'll continue to do that. So my name is Rebecca Rose. What a journey. On behalf of our school community, I would like to thank Pat for her contribution to school life. She was always willing to help out, putting others first. Whether it be with preparing food, wreath making for our school fair,